Hello, Kathy. Sign in. Sign on the computer. Yeah. And then just sit with your group. Yeah, well. Pavan. Did you say you need to switch out your laptop? Okay, so. Fed. Whatever. Okay, everyone, we're going to get started, okay? You guys are all sitting in your groups or just anyone else here who's in process? No? Okay. Let's see. So Steve, you don't have a group. What was your name again? Really fast. Okay. Okay, well, okay, I have some idea. Okay, so let's get started here. Okay, so welcome to the fourth meeting. Okay, and so we're on the fourth week right now, and we're almost pretty much done with sort of like the research phase according to our schedule. So next week, you guys will just have that big opportunity to just like work on just like pretty much researching on the topic a little bit more, and then the following week, you just be presenting, and then also like any extra refinements if needed. Okay, so I'll move this. Let's see. I'll move it right here. Hopefully it's not blocking anything. Okay, so during this meeting, we're going to talk just a little bit about Slack, about food, meeting times. We'll also be talking about we'll briefly go over about our website and also our Facebook page for you guys to follow along. Then we'll get into your weekly reports, so be ready to present whatever you guys have. Some of you who don't have your groups like right now, they're maybe running late or whatever. Present what you guys have. Okay, and then we're going to also cover the things that we did manage to cover last time, which was pretty much the problem statement, but we'll also be squeezing in like components of idea solutions. That way you guys at least know like how to like narrow down your ideas. And then we'll be doing a short little activity just helping you identify problems and solutions. And then if we have time, we might do like hackathon preparation for those who are attending the hackathon next week, the Stanford Health Plus. And then also we need to pretty much know uh, what your actual teams are right now. I know that a lot of you are still trying to like settle into your groups, so we would just want to check to make sure that everything's okay. And then if the group is also too large, we also need to break them up, and we also need to know about your team leaders. So then we can keep track of each group based on like what your team leader be like telling us and stuff. Okay. All right. So reminders for everyone that next week there's no general meeting. Suzanne, Jocelyn, and I will be at Philadelphia attending the National BMES conference. There's going to be so that's a week of research that's dedicated to you guys, but there's also going to be a live stream available for you guys to check us out. If you guys, are on break or whatever, you just, get on the stream and just see us at Philadelphia. And then the following week, October 24th, we have the speaker for HeartFlow. There are several of you who already signed up for the lunch with the speaker, so good job. And the 31st is going to be a mega event day at least for BMES. There's going to be a speaker from Oregon Health and Science University coming to talk to us. And then we're also going to have a BMES Halloween alumni networking IEEE social collaboration party. More details on that will be sent to you guys later until we sort that out. Okay, and Jocelyn, you want to talk about the food? Yeah.
Okay. So for food, poll sent out to you guys, and depending on if it's the answer, we'll have food or not at the next meeting. But we'd like to know if you would like a snack or a meal. And if so, you have to pay $20, and that will cover the whole year. And for those who do not pay, they cannot eat the food. You have to bring your own snack.
Yeah. So I think I also looked through the polls. I don't think we have enough representation. So if you haven't done it yet, please do so. And then also, just check up with your teams as well. Make sure that they also do it. Okay. And then we also, in that same Google form, we also put out the general times for our meetings. There's also still not enough representation to fully declare that, but what we want to look at is that we at least want to have 2 per team at least show up to our general meetings, so there's more varieties in teams to show up. Okay, then now we move on to pretty much website and Facebook. So is everyone aware of our website at the very least? You guys know? Have you guys actually looked at it several times or no? Okay, well, so you can find our website at sjsubmes.org/BMEidea. That's where we'll be updating a lot of some of the links and also details about location, date, and time of our general meetings. And if you guys also have Facebook, you guys can also look us up and then add yourself to the group there. We also post Zoom links if you guys can't attend personally, but you guys can join us on Zoom. The links will be provided on Facebook and then also our website. If we do any more YouTube live streams or whatever, and also any recent recordings from our previous general meetings. You can find these links on those two things. And then also you could find us also on YouTube. Search up BMEidea. We have a few videos of last year's project presentations. You guys are free to check those out, just so then you guys have an idea of how the projects are presented. Okay. Oh, and then also we have still some BMEidea merch, some T-shirts from last year. If any of you are interested, it's only $7. Just talk to Jocelyn if you guys are interested in buying a shirt. Okay. Okay, and Slack, Susie, you want to handle this?
Yeah. So, have any of you guys used Slack before? I know that sometimes.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. That way we see these.
Okay. Okay, so a good amount of you. So this is just going to be a nice little refresher, I guess. For those of you who haven't used Slack, do you mind if how do I go to Slack? Do you mind if
Just real quick.
Well, we'll use Ben's for right now, but I'll essentially just show you guys how to navigate it really quick, and just so you guys know how to use it for us, but you guys can also open your own Slack channels or just Slack workspaces that you guys could use within your classes or just other projects that you guys use moving forward. We decided to use Slack because it's a nice little tool that a lot of companies are using up in industry. Obviously, Stanford uses it. I use it at work for professional stuff to reach out to different people in my company, so I don't have to memorize a lot of phone numbers. So it's a really handy tool. This is it. This is the website version. I know you guys can have it on your phone. It's a little different. Essentially, if you go so, do you have multiple workspaces?
Yeah, I have multiple workspaces.
Okay.
What, do you want me to switch over to BMS?
I'm just going to show them how to use it. Actually, I don't really know how to use it. Okay. So if you switch, you can switch your workspaces from going to workspaces, but if you're on your phone, you can just kind of swipe easily. I wish I could show you on my phone, but we don't have anything to connect it. But essentially, if this was on your phone, if you swipe that way, it'll show you all your workspaces. If you swipe this way, it'll show you, bring you back to this. And then if you also swipe the other way, again, it'll show you who you've recently messaged. So, which you can also see kind of here, but it'll show you the message that you've sent out. I don't know if you guys are on it right now, but you guys can kind of check that out.
If you're not on our workspace yet, we already sent an email, I think, how many days ago?
Yeah, and we can help you guys get we can help you go and connect to it if you guys are having issues. If you ever need a direct message any of us, you guys can go to direct messages here and then type in one of our names. So if you want to find me, I'm right there. It says BMEidea Secretary. So we'll just say that
So just to clarify, are there two Slacks? One for BMS events team? Okay, and then there's one for BMEidea.
Yeah, so then with BMEidea is exclusively for BMEidea stuff.
Yeah.
If any of you are also on the BMS one, that's just particularly for BMS related events and stuff.
Yeah,
like
this
that.
essentially, we opened up our own Slack workspace essentially so you guys can it's a little bit more organized for to kind of separate the two different clubs. You have the different channels here. You have announcements, general, officer. You guys don't have the officers. That's a private chat between all of us. Questions, random, upcoming events, weekly tasks. You guys can make your own channels. You guys can choose to go and make it public or private. So imagine if I want to go and make a bandage team workspace channel. I just do that and then make a description, and then I have the option of making it private. So by making it private, you can't openly add to it. You have to go and get an invitation code in order to get into that Slack channel essentially. We won't do that right now, but essentially, we don't have any, these are all the channels we have, they're all added. But if we had any, like other channels that you're not a part of, essentially you can scroll down and kind of look through all the different ones. I wish,
How many of you actually have all these channels available to you guys?
And we have that,
Which ones?
like, just for this platform.
here.
I was wondering about like the channels like announcements and questions and all those other ones. You guys probably
Yeah.
come up and
But yeah, I have those.
you have all of them, right?
Okay. Yeah, I think you're automatically added to all of them, so.
If yeah, because I was wondering if like those were set into like defaults.
Do you mind if I
channels.
switch out of yours and into mine?
William's the one who runs it, so then if you guys have like any like also issues, if you guys can, if you might run into like William, you guys can just talk to him about it as well. And then let's see, so
Do you mind if I switch out of your account?
um,
Into mine?
sure. Sorry, bye.
Oh, I just feel bad. I don't want to show your messages. I'm okay with showing mine, I guess.
I'm not. No, you could just show
Oh,
mine. I don't
okay,
care.
but yeah.
It's not like I've been having secret talks with people.
I don't know, are you? So if you want to switch back, so this is the BMES one that I just switched to. I think there's a little bit more. Oh, wait, no. I think you're added to all the channels. Okay, Ben. But if you have an unread message, it'll pop up like that at the bottom here, but also pop up at the top. Usually, I think on the website it's a little bit more different, but on your app, if you get a message, it'll pop up right here at the top, kind of showing you that you have unread messages. And I think that's about it. If, like I said, if you ever need to contact any of us, it's pretty easy. Just go and look up our names, and then I think we all have our titles within it. So if you're looking for Ben the President, just type in Ben Fung, or I think if you type in President, it'll pop up. Let's go see.
Yeah. So I'm going through the channels. So there's announcements. There's an announcement channel. That's just pretty much where we're just going to make announcements, like if anything like short notice that you guys need to know. Like, for example, if this space right here. So if this space right here is like occupied, like on a Friday, we need to let you guys know as soon as possible. So you will see like in there in the announcement. Like we'll tell you like, hey, room change for our next meeting, go here or something. Or if there's any upcoming events or whatever, then we'll also put it up there like, hey, we have this event coming up. If you guys are interested, show here. Here's all the information. Let's see. Questions is just like a channel for you guys just throwing like questions, like maybe like during the middle of the night, you're doing research, do you have this question? Just put it up there, and then we'll check it out. Charlie, you have a question?
So threads is that like if you do like an at thing and then it adds it as a thread, or what do threads do?
A thread is essentially like our chain of replies to one comment.
That you're involved in, essentially.
Oh, okay.
So that's the. So if you're on the phone, essentially, if you swipe this way, that's threads. It doesn't show up on your like main screen on your phone, but yeah, it's essentially just a way to just keep track of like what you're messaging, and like if you can go, and so it's easy for you to go back. You don't have to hunt through all these like chains of events.
Okay. And then upcoming events, that's where we'll just be slapping like a bunch of events that we'll be doing. Those ones are just there. They're just so that you guys know about like the dates of like some of these events. But then it's not like the announcements where it could be announcement is like pretty much generally anything, any like quick reminder and stuff like that. Compared to upcoming events channel where it's just like here's like all the details, exactly what you need to know about this event. And then weekly task. This is something that you all should keep watch of. Is so every week we have like the weekly tasks that you guys have to do. We'll post like pretty much all those tasks there So then, if you guys like forget or you guys so happen to not be able to access your email for some reason, you guys can always just get onto Slack, check out the weekly task channel, and then see like what you guys need to do for like this week. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Here's how to add a channel. This is to create a channel, this is to add a channel, so you can just scroll down and see all the different types of channels.
And I think if you add a channel, then admin still has access to those.
Yeah,
private
no,
channels,
he,
right?
so William's essentially in charge of this, so just don't make a Slack channel that's inappropriate, I guess, but I have faith that you guys won't do that. But yeah, that's essentially Slack. Just play around with it, mess around with it a little bit. It's pretty easy to get used to after a while. We essentially just wanted to use this with you guys because it's getting really big within industry, and a lot of companies are using it just to communicate with each other. So that way, they don't have to go and exchange phone numbers. It's easy to kind of just message someone on Slack and just kind of get a hold of them. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer any questions, and we are all kind of familiar with Slack at this point. Oh, another thing, just random little tidbit. So if you, okay, where am I? So if you see these little like things, icons, you can go, it's like a little reaction. So the officers have our own little emojis. So it just kind of shows that we've seen it. So if you see the orange, it's Ben. If you see the little mouse, that's me. I don't know where it is. The little mouse is me, Pavan's the dolphin, and Jocelyn's the taco, and then William's the tiger,
Yeah,
the walking
William's the
tiger.
little
So
tiger.
yeah, if you see those little icons, it just means that we've seen your thing. It's just a little quick.
Indication that at least we saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're paying attention to you. We're not ignoring you guys.
Okay.
We just didn't want to type anything out. So that's just a really quick little tidbit that we wanted to add. Feel
Yeah.
free to go and have your own emoji, so that way we know that you guys are looking at stuff too.
And you can tell pretty much when you hit like the reaction and stuff like that, we can tell like who pretty much
Yeah.
like at least seen the comment or at least like that. So that's also good practice for you guys. If you guys make your own channels, maybe you guys should also like implement that. Like that way, when you guys send out like a message to like your whole group, at least everyone saw it. It's
Yeah.
like it's good indication.
Yeah. If you guys want to claim an emoji, just put it in general, and then just say I'm the butterfly or whatever, and then we'll acknowledge it. That's essentially it for my rant.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so we are running. Okay, we're running late. So let's start with the weekly reports. Okay, so it's just pretty much essentially like last time. You guys will just present what you guys find, but in particularly for the problem statement, we want just one clear sentence, summarized sentence of what's the problem you're addressing. Okay, and it shouldn't take more than about like 30 seconds to say that sentence. What's your topic? That should be just like briefly explain what it is. That should be about like 30 to 45 seconds. The following questions under the problem statement, those ones you could sort of like expand upon like more than like 30 seconds, but what we want to hear more about is some of your ideal solutions that you guys have. So I believe only your group is able to present. Anyone else who's able to present today? Even like I know your group's not here, but if you guys have some kind of information, because you guys should have done your own research as well, we would like to hear about it. Anyone else? No? Okay, I know Stevie, you don't have. Kathy?
I don't think I really have anything.
Okay, so then both of your groups will have to like catch up for the following weeks. Okay.
I'd recommend you guys get on it this week, especially since you don't have a meeting, because I made the mistake last year and it was really hard to catch up. And
So, let's see. Okay, so again, presentation will be less than 5 minutes. Let's get right into it then. Okay, so orthosis, I guess.
Yep.
All right. This is your presentation, so come together.
Alright.
Um,
Anyway, so
stand with your group. Very much. Just okay. So, yeah, just stand. Yeah, you want to stand. Oh, everyone, sort of like gather closer. Everybody, you guys, here. Okay, because we'll also be giving them, feedback if you have any questions about them. Because that's so then, they need to know, so then they can address those questions later. Okay.
So our problem statement, what we thought was the current wheelchair users, they face discomfort when sitting down for a really long time, and they have a strain on their shoulders when controlling the wheelchair.
and essentially our goal was to help re-engineer the design of the wheels, how the wheelchair works, so that you don't exactly make them overuse their shoulders, and we're also thinking about approaching the problem of when they're sitting for long periods of time. So maybe adding a pressure point pad so that when they're sitting down, their muscles don't get numb or lose function. And currently we're trying to target it to our population is going to be wheelchair users, which currently are we see older people, but nowadays there's more people who get an accident but their lower body is paralyzed. So it's going to be a wider range of people. And pretty much we want to start implementing it in like the US, obviously, because if it works out, obviously we can like branch out. And ideal solutions. That's it. Okay, so ideal solutions, one of them we were talking about the line lever. Previous years, since it's a legacy project, they've worked on adding a lever and bike chains to the wheels. So you don't even gotta like roll the wheels completely, it's like using a lever back and forth. And we were gonna talk about the line lever after the Philadelphia conference to see how to make adjustments to it so it will work out. And I'd say it's a feasible solution as well because bike chains you can find at any local store. And adding a lever to it, the lever can essentially be any type of rod. But yeah, that is our current idea for our project.
Okay. Any questions, feedbacks from any of you?
I like how you guys approach a specific problem and look at other solutions and it seems like you guys are finding ways to modify those old solutions, so that's really good.
I like how you guys thought of utilizing something so simple from like a bike, chain, and incorporating that into a new design for something that we've had for ages.
It's mostly going to be like adding on. Because previous years what they did was they took the standard wheelchair and they added like a gear system on the wheels and a chain on it.
Charlie, I actually really like the comment of you're actually adding on or looking into research that's already been done or things that's already been made already, and then just adding on. That's something everyone should also look into when looking into your projects. Is that if there is some stuff that already exists that may help with your idea, go for it. You should look into it and stuff like that.
Piggybacking back on Ben, yeah, just if there's previous research done, don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're not thinking of this grand idea. A lot of engineering is based off of previous experience. So yeah, I also like the fact that you guys are also just piggybacking on previous projects
yeah, we're not asking you to actually physically like make something like a whole wheelchair again or anything. If there's already like your thing out there, but then you just be adding on to it in some way, just yeah, work with that. So yeah, you guys just need to get a wheelchair and then just start doing it. So okay, so good presentation. Getting into that. Okay, so for the groups here or whose group is not here and stuff like that, how about you guys at least just share like at least one little thing you guys like have at the very least. Like I know Charlie, what would you announce with your what your little groups?
So Matthew and I originally we started looking into. We were thinking like some type of like a pacemaker identification QR code, but then we realized that Nick, he's doing something with smartwatches, and I don't know too much about it yet. We just joined, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, exactly it. So yeah, just like the presentation, just like that. So does anyone else?
So I'm at the prosthetics group. I haven't met with any of my team members yet, or like they haven't contacted me, but I've noticed that for prosthetics, like you can't really help anyone. And I don't want to really say like it's a waste of time to like help some people who need prosthetics, but like there are some people who specifically need some type of devices. So like I think it's good to like focus on a specific group of patients that need prosthetics. Like, and that's something that we should like keep in mind when we like design our device.
Jurors our group hasn't really like gone together. It's for cardiovascular. Yeah, no, I haven't really brainstormed a lot of either, so yeah, we gotta catch up.
I think for prosthetics, I think one of your group members was here last week, and he mentioned how right now there's prosthetic arms, like robotic arms, but like there's no prosthetic legs, and that's a good problem to approach because some people are in need, like they have their legs amputated, but a standard prosthetic might always not be what they need.
Yeah, like I remember I read somewhere that like it's more important to have prosthetic lower limbs and like upper limbs isn't that important for like daily lifestyle. So like if I could, maybe my group members wouldn't mind like focusing on lower limbs prosthetics.
That's good, yeah.
Another aspect of prosthetics that you might want to look into is prosthetics for children. This is especially something that Dr. Minover works with because if you have prosthetics, if the baby doesn't have a hand, if they grow up with prosthetic hands, they're a lot more used to kind of using it rather than like the culture shock of going from without a prosthetic hand to one. So you can also go to a transition prosthetic hand for children, essentially. But just like another little aspect, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. So no one else saying. So for both of your groups or whatever, like try to like reach out to them to like the members again, see if like if they're still on board. Let's see. And also like tell them like it's pretty much okay if they don't like show up to the general meetings if like, they can't make it. Essentially though, what's more important is that you guys able to meet each other. So yeah, I think that's advice for now. And if they don't respond, then also let us know so then we could sort something out for you guys. Is there anything, Kathy?
No,
that you
I'll
want
just
to-
email them and then I'll let you guys know.
Okay. Yeah, so start contacting. Okay. That's one of the things about you guys need to keep in mind of when you guys are working as a team is that sometimes when you email like people, like you're the person to like okay there's already like a lot of people in this group here, so I'm assuming someone's gonna pretty much step up and reach out and talk to each other. You'll find out that well They most likely will do that. They're also like you. They're just waiting on someone. So on those times or whatever, like step up, step up, and then start like asking around like, hey, so what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to do this, or we could like discuss this in like perhaps like in like our own little meeting. So that's essentially what we want you guys to do is that by joining BMEidea, you guys build up also your leadership skills. Because in a group, not always like a single person is always going to be leading. Sometimes like if it's like within like your capabilities or whatever, perhaps it'd be better for you to lead this part of like the research or whatever. Okay. All right. Good job on your reports. So let's move on to the next little thing. So, how many of you are part of BMES? Raise your hand real quick. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we don't have to go over this. Okay.
Do you guys have access to the club room?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I just had trouble like typing at the dark. I just like
Defeated.
I know like every time I miss a button, I'll have to like leave.
Restart.
Or I'll just have like someone letting in.
Yeah.
We'll tell Zach maybe distract it.
Is it okay if you guys like paint the thing?
I have a little picture. I have a little picture that I took a picture of the thing,
Yeah, like you can
the
just
pad,
write it
and then
out
write
over
the
it.
numbers on it. I have that. I didn't know whether I need to actually print that out. I guess we probably need to do that. So, yeah, I'll talk to Zach and then we'll figure that out. Okay, so quickly we're gonna go through problem statements. So here's a few things that you guys need to know. And of course, you looks like everyone at least like went through understanding of what these are the things that your problem statement should address and all that. So real quick, so unresolved issues or persisting challenges. So then look into whether like this problem that you're addressing, is it something that we've have yet to figure out what to do with it, or perhaps it's something like a problem that just keeps coming back. For example, like diabetes is always a persisting challenge because there's like several different cases of people being able to get like treated for it, and then there are times where it like fails in some way. So it's always like a challenge of figuring out what's like the best method for how to treat like diabetes. Okay, and then also reason why, because obviously if you don't know the reason why you're trying to solve this issue, you're sort of leaving yourself to like a dead end. So, and then who you're solving for, target population. So obviously you don't want to make like a medical device for something that doesn't exist and it doesn't benefit anyone. You want to make like a prosthetic head when, I'm just saying a prosthetic head, okay? But when no one in the world will probably need a prosthetic head. So you need to know your population that you're targeting. So yeah, like with wheelchair, you're obviously targeting people who have like issues with walking, or people who are old and their bones are wearing out and stuff like that. Okay, so the problem statement pretty much helps you pretty much guide your way to like your possible solutions, and by doing like the cycle of just pretty much address like knowing what your problem statement is, researching, and then like going back and forth of that, you'd be able to figure out your possible solution. And also you have to make sure that your possible solution also addresses the problem that you're looking at. Okay, so now we're going to go into new stuff, components of idea solutions. So this is pretty much ways so then you guys can narrow down your ideas. You may have like a bunch of ideas, but some of those ideas may not be able, you may not be able to like um, fully like get into, even though it sounds cool, but question is, can you actually do it? So here's some ways you guys should start looking at how to narrow down your ideas. So what do you want your device to do? So how I see it is that there's 3 things you should know about your device. Does it cure, treat, or prevent? So cure pretty much if the harm was already done to like a patient, whatever, you have like a device that actually fix that issue. For example, with amputees, you have prosthetics to just replace whatever limb they need. Treat, so maybe it's not like a definite solution, but at the very least, it helps improve their daily lives. Going to diabetes, if diabetes is still a persisting issue that you can't exactly solve. Like there's no like medicine that just like, okay, here's a medicine, bam, no more diabetes for you. It doesn't have that. But you have devices or solutions that pretty much helps improve that, such as insulin injection devices, where you just self-inject like insulin to your body to help you. And then prevent. So these are like when there are conditions where the person's at risk, and you have a device that pretty much helps reduce those risks, such as a blood glucose meter. Like if you have like that, diagnose like a patient to like see their blood sugar levels and stuff. If it's like too high, then you could give them you'd be able to warn them like, hey, you're in the danger zone, according to our recordings here. Okay, so those are some of the things you guys need to keep in mind of. So that's a good way. So know what your device does. Okay, and then FDA classifications. How many of you actually know what these classifications are? Ever heard of it? No? Okay, totally fine. So FDA classifies all medical devices based on 3 classes, class 1, 2, and 3. So class 1 is just pretty much like a very easy, passable device that is pretty much essentially should be safe. For example,
Stethoscopes,
yeah, stethoscopes, bandages. Okay, and then glasses. Glasses is one. And then we have class 2, which is where most of our medical devices falls under, in which these are devices that have like special specialty that can be dangerous, but can be dangerous, but there are like there's enough like safety measures to actually prevent harm, such as, for example, so we said that glasses are essentially class 1, but lenses like your contact lenses, those are actually class 2. Why? It's because you stick them in your eye. So there's a difference. And then class 3, those are the ones where there's no like research that's been properly done on like this device. So then it could potentially be extremely like dangerous to like whoever you're using it. So it requires like a lot of like regulations to be put on the device. You guys don't have to worry about class 3. That's something that you guys want to avoid. I know with 2 years ago when I did my neuro signal project, that should have been a class 3 device. We want you guys to also avoid that because for like my project, it didn't work out. We thought it was a fun topic to do, but when we dived deeper into it, class 3 wasn't definitely a thing that we want to prototype. Class 1, we don't want you guys to do class 1 mainly because it's just way too simple. And there's like not much like, wait, how would you put this up? There's not much of a like, there's not much research that needs to be done for a class 1 device, and it's because it's so simple and everything, it's not something that BMEidea wants you guys to like dive into. So we want you guys to more look into the class 2 devices, where it's a little bit complex, and but it's more effective compared to all the other classes. Okay? And then selecting ideas. You guys also need to think about feasibility, which is pretty much are you capable of doing any of these? So material-wise, do you have accessibility to your resource? Can you be able to buy it? For example, if you're working on like prosthetics and you're looking at titanium, do you think you'd be able to find it on the market and actually purchase it on your own? Start thinking about that. Can you actually purchase these things? Tools and equipments. If, for example, you guys need like an extremely large 3D printer for some reason, and we just don't have it on campus. So those are some of the restrictions. Those are some of the tools and equipment restrictions, where if the tools that are needed is not available, like to you guys, then you guys should probably look into perhaps something that you guys could like work with instead. Skill limitations. This is not much of a thing you guys have to worry about. I mean, everyone has like their limits on like what you guys know, but it's also a good learning experience anyways. So is this the question is that do you actually have the necessary skills to actually make this? For example, with 2 years ago when we were thinking about, or at least my team, when we were thinking about compacting a neuro-signal translator from being bulky to something portable, none of us had the skills to actually figure out how to do that. We don't we were able to CAD and everything, but putting like electronics and all that stuff together, that was something out of our expertise. And obviously, if there's too much of like skills that you just don't have, then we probably would want to suggest that you should do something that is at least within most of your like capabilities. And then costs. Is it within the budget? So as you guys know, that we have like a set budget for each team. So if like one material costs too much, or the whole project itself costs too much, that is over your budget, perhaps you guys want to rethink that. And then does your ideal solution also has like multiple approaches? So like, for example, with like the wheelchair project, like there are many ways to approach like different designs or so. It's just up to you guys to be able to like, be flexible about it, to switch out from like, okay, this idea doesn't work, okay, we could just quickly like switch over to this idea. So the more approaches you guys are able to do, you guys should try to look into those types of projects. And then third, can you test it? So you maybe be able to test like your prototype. I mean, no, you may be able to make your prototype, but can you test it? Because what's important is that you guys should be able to test your prototype to see if it actually works. If, for example, you made this this medical device that requires a lot of power, do you add a lot of power or whatever, or perhaps you need like a particular type of patient that you need to test it on. There's some regulations on like testing on like other people or stuff like that, or maybe you need some animal testing. You guys need to run through like all of that. Then, well, is that really within your capabilities to test your prototype? Should look into that. Okay, so that's some of the key things that we thought that will help you guys narrow down your ideas. So keep all this in mind. We'll also send those slides out to you guys again. Is there anything you guys want to add, perhaps?
So going back to this narrowing, I can't say that word.
No.
Data, and during research, it's best to like, think about the user needs and always have them in the back of your head. Because at the end, what you're doing is for a person or people. So you always want to keep that in your head and always question like, how would my device meet the user needs? So, and that should greatly help narrow down your ideas, guide your research along the way.
Vaughn, Susie, do you have anything? Maybe?
For me, I don't know, just what Jocelyn said, I don't have anything else to add on. But yeah.
Yeah, just to keep in mind that you guys are, okay. I think I've emphasized this before, we have an ethical responsibility to our patients.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Yeah. Also think about like the ethics of like your medical device. Sometimes it's a balance right there where you have to think about whether if the thing that you're creating is actually pretty like it's ethically like something that a biomedical engineer would do. It's like
You, in order to create a device, you have to like harvest the organs of other people. I don't know. Just
It's like made or if there's any failures that you find, just be honest, note that, because that will help others if they decide to do the same
I think,
research.
yeah. We mentioned last time, like, don't lie about like what your device can do. We all know what that one company.
oh yeah, yeah, mhm, yeah, well, yeah. Just pretty much your medical devices should be pretty much straight up truth. What you guys like document and all that. Nothing. Don't make up like stuff that doesn't exist within your device, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we're talking about with being ethical about it. Anything else? No? No? Okay. So any questions so far? Because I know we went through like just a lot of stuff already.
Oh wait, just looking at that slide, is that T-shirt last year's?
Yeah, that's last year's
Do
T-shirt.
you guys make like a new one each year?
Yeah, and we'll make one for this year as well. Mhm.
We also got stickers. The incentive. So that's mine. I do not have mine. But
Maybe I got stickers actually.
is there?
Did you guys
Oh.
design one shirt?
Yeah, it is.
No, we haven't. So then the shirts are actually next year because then if you check out like the logo, like all the designs and stuff, those are all like based on like the teams of that year.
So if you look at if you come up, you can kind of see. So this is the leg that Juan's team did last year.
Yeah,
This is our electrical bandage that we did. This is the prosthetics.
the prosthetic liner.
And this is all stuff that Ben created specifically for each team. So at the end of the year, I guess the secrets are
I
being
have
told.
my like sticker on my laptop, and
I'll just give it a little.
here's the BMEidea sticker on water bottle.
So if you guys like look at that, this is going to be like specific like design for you guys, and we put them on shirts and also stickers. So yeah.
That's the sticker.
Nice little treat for you guys at the end of the year for going through your project. So
Yeah.
I guess it's a nice incentive.
presentation of like of us being like critiqued by like our professors that like based on like our projects like what did we have and stuff like that. And this was like presentations before our national, I mean not national conference, our BMES conference. So then you guys will also be doing something very similar and just presenting to like to like the professors. So then they could like give you guys feedback, and then you guys could just make quick adjustments to put on your posters and stuff like that. Yeah, and you'll find those. Yeah, and you'll find those videos on our YouTube channel.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Any other questions? No. Okay. What time is it?
Where is it?
1:13. Okay.
Who's going to the hackathon? Okay.
No one here?
Someone here, I mean,
Okay, well. Okay, well, we're not fully done yet, everyone. So this was supposed to be God dang it. This is supposed to be a little activity. Can I move this, please? Yeah, this is a little activity that we wanted you guys to do last week, where it's just pretty much a little activity of just identifying problems and then possible solutions. Since you guys are actually in that like little phase right now of pretty much identifying all that, and since let's see, so there's 4 of you here, or 5.
I'm about to leave for lab. It's already 1:15.
Oh, already 1:15. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think we should do it next week. Like our next meeting.
well, we could do this again, like perhaps next meeting again.
Yeah.
Yes, but Susie and Jocelyn are also here too.
yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so then, so there's everyone's already in different groups, right? I think except for you two who are both in cardio. So what we're gonna have is just you guys are gonna pair up with three people. Most likely it's just gonna be you two, and then Jocelyn and Susie can split up into those 3 groups, and then what you guys be discussing about is one person be in charge of a topic where you just think of like a topic, give like a little description of that topic, and then one person will also be assigned to think of like the problem within that topic, and then the last person will come up with like a possible solution, give some brief description of what it should do. And this is sort of like an exercise, so then it gets you guys like thinking about like the problems and solutions that you guys would want to look at. And then after you guys present, you guys will rotate, so each person be able to cover topic, solution, and problem. Okay? So we'll do that, and so by the end of this, you guys should be able to cover 3 topics in your groups. Okay? So, Joan?
I have to go pay for my car.
Okay, okay.
That's why we were saying it's like,
Okay. Okay, I'll fill in then. Okay? Jocelyn, which group do you want to join?
I'll pass it with time.
You want to just join right here? Yeah. Okay, so the instructions are right here. So then we'll start with, let's see, Jocelyn, how do you think of a topic? Okay, both of us going to think of a topic, and then Steve, Kathy, you guys will be identifying problems, and then Charlie and Prashant, yeah. You guys will think of the possible solutions. So we do that. Okay. Do that 3 times. So rotate it. So after the reverse. Okay. It's also a great way to get to know each other. Okay. So let's see. So then let's see.
But I think about eyes.
So product basket is like replacement of the blood vessel or something? Is that a function? Product basket?
Or
Wouldn't they use that function?
like just sort of briefly describe like just what is it. And then during the start it's also identify the problem based on what information you give.
Product basket is related to blood vessels. And I don't know what else to say.
I think that's possible. I think that's a good solution to it.
So I have to say something that is lead to a problem.
Or so then it's enough information so that he can
Just like you need that.
and then now you can ask him a few questions like to help everyone.
So you're saying disease? Oh, that's
Yeah, just
blood clot? Blood clot?
no, it's like a little like box thing that just sticks to that you just
Like a
cut off.
patch?
Yeah, the patch, and then the patch will just input itself in there. If that's all.
That actually sounds familiar. I think I
Okay,
heard
I
about
think we can start with that.
So the issue of blood clotting,
the first ones, like one of
you just say,
blood sugar.
You don't have to really
Like it's all
about that.
so what blood clotting is?
Like just from like the skin.
So blood clotting is basically
It's
when your blood, so your blood could be like thin, but also it could be not thin, on the so clot, and then it clogs your vessel, your blood vessels and arteries, and that could lead to a heart attack.
pretty close.
That's the problem. So possible solution, so really into blood clotting, so that's when your vessels are essentially tight and there's blood clots in there. So what current methods they have is that they have stents where pretty much they use like a little catheter or some blue catheter and they pretty much stick it into like the vessels and then pretty much they expand it so then like then or the stent is like pretty much like a solid like a device thing. So then pretty much when it will overload, it pumps out and expands the stent so that it holds like a structure. So that way it expands enough so that and that pretty much helps blood flow. Alright, now rotation. Alright, so then how do you pick up topic? I think of a problem, you get this.
Oh wait, that is.
There's like colorblind.
So then if it's colorblind, that would be a problem, so then what's the topic then?
Well, my brain's like completely fried now. We're talking
Yeah, so some people are born with different conditions, so whether it be
cancer. I think just like
are they called birth?
Well, it looks like it's a thing about
Or just like
Just a problem. Let's get right here. So then if the problem is colorblind, what part of the body are you addressing? So let's say
I have not been told.
so if you're looking at a small description of what eyes see.
oh, how do
So eyes are what let
newborn
you
babies that like, because you know how like some babies that they're
one of your senses, sight.
oh yeah, for sure.
That's about it.
So going to from that topic, the problem within the topic is that colorblindness Okay, everyone. Let's wrap up on this. Okay, on this activity. You guys will have, I guess, another opportunity maybe next week when we have a lot more people doing this. Okay, so who wants to present first?
We can go
You guys? Okay. All right. So identify what topic, problem, and then solution. Okay.
Okay, so our topic is cardiovascular, and problem is the blood clotting. This can you explain?
So when your blood clots, basically it clogs the vessels, not allowing the blood to flow, and that could further lead to heart attacks or complications with your blood. And then a solution would be
So a solution could be something that you can put into the bloodstream to open up that passage so that way they don't get closer, like a
Like a
stent or a catheter.
catheter opening thing that will expand the blood flow.
So like a stent?
Yeah.
Or there's also heparin that's used to, it's a blood thinner too.
Oh yeah, blood thinners.
To maybe focus on the delivery of that. People have to inject themselves while heparin does it, like, how many times? Like 2-3 times a day on her stomach, different sides, and she'll bruise easily because she's already taken in blood thinners. So maybe different delivery method.
We were critiquing each other,
Oh,
but
sorry. I was thinking of it too.
yeah, it's totally fine. Okay, so did you guys get? Was it very clear for you guys on like what was the problem and the topic and all that? Was it clear? Any questions? Like in any of those? Okay, how you guys present now?
People that have difficulty breathing is they need a higher concentration of oxygen.
And then the problems with something mobile and also aesthetics, so it doesn't look so bulky.
So our solution is trying to find like a nice aesthetic bag that could fit like a small reusable tank, and like somehow we need to find a way to like refill that tank easily. Because if it's like too big, then it's gonna be too heavy to carry. But like, if it's too small and you can't refill it, then they're gonna run out very quickly.
Anything unclear about any of the topic, problem, solution?
What's your topic? I'm sorry, I didn't hear very much.
People that have difficulty breathing so they need a higher concentration of oxygen.
What's the topic? Sorry.
People that have difficulty breathing and they need a higher concentration of oxygen.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if that's I guess the issue with that is that it still sort of sounds like a problem. Instead, since you said people have a hard time breathing, so the topic would probably have been like the respiratory system, where you just briefly describe like what the lungs does or stuff like that, how you breathe and stuff, and then the problem would have been something like that, and then also add on to what Jocelyn said. Okay. All right. So now we're running out of time. So how was it? Was it kind of hard, easy, or how was it? Topic was hard. How about everyone else? Anyone else? What you guys thought? Which one was hard?
What is the topic?
Topic.
The topic, because you could easily think of like a problem, but like topic,
Yeah.
you have to think of like basics more.
Alright. Yeah, I sort of see that within like the groups too, that you guys sort of struggle on identifying like what was the topic or what it's about. So yeah, topic, just pretty much a brief description of what is it. Of like cardiovascular. Cardiovascular relates to like pretty much like heart related stuff or blood like related issues and stuff like that. Yeah. So you guys will just keep on practicing like some of like this. It will help you guys pretty much narrow down and focus on like your ideas. I was hoping like this little activity here, like you guys would ask about your guys' topics. That way you guys be able to identify some problems and solutions that you guys could use for your projects and stuff like that. So we'll do this next time again, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up. So I know this looks a lot, but this is pretty much your task for this week and also next week. So meet with teams, discuss, and research thoroughly. It's not going to be like the preliminary research where you guys just laze about and just like casually like look through like the web on like your topics and stuff like that. You guys actually going to do some like real-time research where you guys dive a lot deeper into your things. So continue refining your idea solutions. If you guys still have an issue with like your problem statement, also refine that. And then again, start researching on the questions that were asked earlier about what does your device do? Does it cure, treat, or prevent? Specifications that you want to add to your device to make your device function the way it should. And then also look into materials. So we talked about like materials. Are you able to access these materials and stuff? So start looking into that. Start looking for alternative materials to perhaps make your project. And then also start looking into what do you want your device to look like? Do you want it to be small, compact, or do you want it to be large and bulky? Doesn't matter, but start thinking about it. I would suggest like do some like preliminary drawings, doodle some stuff, and add like little descriptions of like what like each of these parts of your drawing like does to help address your problem. And yeah, and then also we're asking you guys to have your in-person meetings with your teams. Make sure that all your stuff, everything that you guys research is all documented. It's on like a team drive of some sort. That way everyone has access to it. And no, not one person should also be holding on to everything. Okay, so make sure like it's shared and everyone gets on board with that. On your documents that you guys research and like add on to, make sure there's some time, dates, and also you have your meetings, the attendance. That way you guys keep track of who's coming and meeting with like the team and stuff like that. That way if there are some people who are like not attending anymore, you guys probably want to let us know like, oh, this person is not attending anymore, so this person may have dropped. Okay, and then your meetings should at least be like 1 hour long, mainly because if it's too short, you guys won't be able to talk and collaborate on your tasks. And then look into using Zoom for any meetings if necessary. If some people just can't make it in person to your team meetings, you guys could give that option of, join us on Zoom then. But, of course, do not make it a routine, because meeting virtually versus meeting in person, people tend to just drift off when they're not in person meeting each other. Okay? Let's see what else. So, not next week, but the following week. So, your report will be refining your problem statement, your idea solutions. Hopefully, by the following meeting, you'll be able to narrow down like one idea solution or medical device that you guys want to work on, and then present some preliminary drawings. Make it very clear, and also make sure there's details on your drawing, and make sure that it's also scan on a computer, and because then you guys be presenting on like these TVs next time. And then if you guys have like any future plans on how to approach your project, we also like to know about that too. And that's something that you guys should also be planning. That way you guys can divide up the work, stuff like that. Reminder, don't let us slow you guys down. Don't wait on us. Don't wait. If you guys like complete your task and you guys want to move on to like the next step, just let us know. And then we'll pretty much tell you like what you guys want to do, what you guys want to do next. Yeah, and like Pavan said before, like start early and try to get as much work done as like much as possible. If you wait it out too long, it's going to pretty much pile up on you. Okay? And that's pretty much it. We're just going to finish off with some group rearrange because I know that haven't fully fixed this. So we're going to. So meeting's over, but if you guys know like your groups, just come talk to me, and so then we could sort this out. And also, tell me your team leaders if you have any. Okay. All right. That's.
We were supposed to do a hackathon prep, but no one's been to hackathon. You guys still want to hear it out? You guys still want to hear it out? No.
Just go for like, or like you guys would do it again before the next one.
Yeah, we'll do it before another hackathon, but like the big hackathons are happening right now. And I guess it's just good general advice for just going on to a project though.
Is there any hackathons that's happening in the future? Like, you know? I know there's like a makeathon.
There's the makeathon in January.
Makeathon in January, so.
I've never really attended that one though.
Yeah.
Essentially a hackathon, but you
Make
have, so the difference between a makeathon and a hackathon, you go in blind. Makeathon, you kind of already have a project in mind.
Okay.
And you have a team set up. So.
What's hackathon, which is
So when you go to a hackathon, you go in with whatever skills you have, and you just go and join a project that you like. These people presentate give presentations on what they want, or you can work on your own project too. That's an option. And then you essentially build this project from idea to essentially a product at the end of like 24 hours or 48 hours, depending on how much time you can use.
so you do product at the end of the game.
Yeah, and then so for the Stanford and MIT one, you present to professionals and essentially try and sell their idea to them, and then you can win prizes and money. So it's a fun experience. Next time we have some, we can go definitely. We'll definitely go and encourage you guys to go. They're really interesting and they like really help you hone your skills of actually developing a device or a project. So. And then we're all biomedical engineers, right? Oh, well, get out.
Don't do that.
No. So going back to the FDA thing, the class 1, class 2. I don't have a lot of coding experience, but when I went to the last hackathon I went to, you can learn some, yeah. But I don't have a lot of coding experience. I have a lot of mechanical, but I joined a programming team. My skill was that I actually understood how the FDA regulations work, so I was the person to help build that part of the aspect and help us win. So definitely learned something from class, but but that's why they want like it's good that we show up because since we have an understanding of the FDA regulations and other aspects, you are a valuable asset to the team because a lot of the reason why teams don't win is because they don't understand how a medical device can actually pass through FDA or EU. So.
If any of you are taking like the BME courses now, next semester, perhaps you probably want to look into BME 174, which teach regulations.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
BME 25 also briefly goes over some of it. So.
Yeah. All right. thank you guys for showing up. Okay. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And yeah.
I also posted your weekly tasks on Slack, and then I also just put an announcement that we'll see you guys on the 25th. So
Yeah. And obviously, contact your teams. Okay. So try and contact your teams. Something is, if they don't reply or don't respond, let us know. Okay. Okay, and then let's see. Hold on. Okay, so then let's see. I think Charlie, you said you and Matt are going to join Nick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are there two separate groups for smartware?
Yeah, that's going to be a second smartware. Smartware 2.
So you
Come on.
I think I only slept an hour for the past 2 weeks.
Oh my God, sleep, Suzanne.
Oh, I'll try to stay. It's fine. I'm just sleepy.
God dang it.
Because I have to.
Okay.
I'm
we
going
have
to
to update it on the sheet.
concert at 5.
No, I could just update it here.
Oh,
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
But I think
And
I'm
I'm
gonna
also
show
in
up.
prosthetics.
I don't wanna-
prosthetics.
Yeah.
Do you also know if like all my members are gonna stay in the club?
I know Akira said that he was, that he may drop out. So I'm wondering about.
Do you know like what the minimum of group? Like they just be like 2 people. Just in case they
Yeah, 2 people. 2 people is fine. It's just that it's just opposite level.
So it's usually just like 2 or 4 people.
2, yeah, 2 to actually 2 to 5. That's 5 is like the maximum. So let's see.
Yeah, I'll just go with them.
Let me fix this right here. Copy this. Put it over here.
Is it in the list that they sent off the first meeting where everybody signed up?
Alrighty, I will see.
The
Oh,
second
my
one.
emails?
Yeah.
I'll see you later, man.
Do
Okay.
you know if it's on?
Yeah.
I think I wanted to cardiovascular.
Yeah.
So, like, is the group gonna be split still?
Bye. Okay. Let me see.
What's your name?
I'm Prashant.
Prashant.
I'm in cardio. Yeah.
Prashant.
Yeah, I'll send out an email to everybody and try to get a meeting going.
Yeah. And I'll also send like a new updated like list
Email
of
list, okay,
people.
yeah.
Yeah. Notification right here.
Can remove me from the orthosis?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm about to move them. Anything else? Yeah, Steve. So make sure your team catches up. Okay. Make sure your team catches up on like all the research and everything. Okay. Remember, take the initiative. If no one steps up to be leader, you have to start something. Okay.